The 7 deadly sins of the tongue, often associated with Christian morality and discussed in theological texts, are not specifically listed in pagan mythologies, but they are well defined in the Christian tradition, especially in the context of teachings on ethics and behavior. These sins are linked to the improper use of speech and are seen as acts that can lead to spiritual condemnation. Lying. Lying is one of the oldest and most universal sins. It involves intentionally distorting the truth to deceive others, escape consequences, or gain undue advantages. For example, a person might lie to hide a mistake, avoid punishment, or manipulate others' perceptions. Lying is particularly harmful because it destroys trust, which is the foundation of all human relationships. Once someone is caught in a lie, even if it seems trivial, their credibility is compromised. This sin is considered deadly because it goes against the virtue of truth, which is essential for living a just and honest life. Slander. Slander is an act of extreme malice, where someone deliberately makes a false accusation against another person, usually involving the imputation of a crime or immoral behavior. The purpose of slander is to destroy the reputation of the slandered individual, often out of envy, anger, or a desire for revenge. Slander can have devastating consequences. The falsely accused person may lose friends, employment, and even face legal troubles. Additionally, slander corrupts the community by spreading distrust and divisions. In Christian theology, slander is considered deadly because it directly attacks another person's well-being and dignity in an intentional and malicious way. Defamation. Unlike slander, defamation involves spreading harmful truths about another person, but in a malicious and unnecessary manner. For example, someone might spread stories about another person's past mistakes, even though that person has overcome those errors and changed their life. Defamation occurs when these details are revealed with the intent to damage the person's reputation or social standing. In Christian tradition, defamation is seen as a deadly sin because, even though the information is true, the intention behind its dissemination is evil. It undermines charity and compassion, which are fundamental values in Christian morality. Gossip. Gossip may seem harmless, but it is a deadly sin because it has the power to cause great harm. Gossiping, as the act of spreading information true or false about other people's personal lives. Often, gossip starts small but quickly gets out of control, becoming distorted and exaggerated as it spreads. Gossip creates an atmosphere of distrust and insecurity, where no one feels safe to be honest or vulnerable. Furthermore, it can destroy friendships, marriages, and even entire communities. In Christian theology, gossip is condemned because it goes against the love of neighbor and the pursuit of truth. Malice. Malice is the practice of speaking ill of others with the intention of defaming or harming them. This sin manifests when someone makes malicious criticisms, usually behind the other person's back, highlighting faults and flaws with the goal of diminishing the other person. Malice creates a toxic environment where negativity and constant criticism erode relationships and mutual trust. It is deadly because, by poisoning someone's reputation, it compromises social harmony and peace. Furthermore, malice reflects a bitter heart, incapable of seeing the good in others, which goes against Christian teachings of love and charity. Insult. Insult is the use of words to hurt or humiliate another person, directly attacking their dignity and self-esteem. It can involve name-calling, racial slurs, character assassination, or any other form of language intended to degrade someone. Insults are especially dangerous because they not only hurt emotionally, but can leave deep scars on the victim's self-esteem and mental well-being. The Christian tradition views insults as a deadly sin because they are a form of verbal violence that disrespects human dignity, contrary to the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. Blasphemy. Blasphemy is the sin of speaking disrespectfully or offensively about God or what is sacred. This can include denying or mocking the divine, making false oaths in God's name, or speaking irreverently about religious matters. In Christian tradition, blasphemy is considered one of the most serious sins because it is a direct affront to God and the faith. It demonstrates a lack of reverence for the sacred and can lead to a spiritual separation from God. Blasphemy is deadly because it attacks the very foundation of spirituality and Christian morality, endangering the soul of the person who commits it. These sins are considered particularly dangerous in Christian tradition because they corrupt the essence of human relationships and the spiritual connection with God. They serve as warnings about the destructive power of the tongue and the importance of speaking with truth, respect, and love.